need to know above all at this time in a general sense? What is the overall message around this collective? Oh, wow. Okay. So this is a collective that has been focusing a lot. Oh, this is a beautiful message already, okay? This is a collective that has been focusing a lot on their healing. A lot of you have been focusing on inner child healing. And I feel for a long time, we're going deep instantly, okay? I didn't bring you in here for a surface level reading about love offers and money falling out of the sky. You're here to receive a message that you need to hear based on what your spirit team thinks that you need to know right now. Okay, so buckle up, okay, Buttercup, let's get into it. This is a collective that has been focusing on their healing. So as to the extent where for a long time you felt that your healing was specifically for the purpose of attracting in love or to be able to connect more with people outside of you. And this is now a collective that is realizing the purpose of their healing is to better connect with themselves, period. And the more you connect to yourself, the more fruitful of a relationship this is. And the more you feel grounded, the more you feel at peace, the more you feel at ease, the more you feel like you have the ability to nurture yourself. And all of those things that you were really afraid of, all of those things you were fearing losing or not being able to receive or like letting go of, they don't scare you anymore. This is a collective that is healed to the extent where they're not afraid anymore. This is a collective that is coming through as being very brave and courageous. And again, even though you don't have everything that you desire in your life, maybe you don't have the partner that you desire right now, maybe you don't have the specific job that you want, or you're not making the money that you desire to make, you may have this awareness of the fact that there's still something that feels out of balance in terms of what you know to be your future path and what is destined and what you feel that you're calling in. But you're maintaining your composure because you're brave enough to stand in the face of any type of adversity or any type of period of pause or requirement for patience and have a sense of peace in your heart because you know it will come. If you continue to stay committed, if you continue to work on your healing, if you continue to do what feels right for you, all of those things will come. So you're not anxious anymore. This is a collective that is not as restless, not as anxious, feeling more at peace, feeling able to maintain a state of composure. So as to the extent where the universe is seeing you like courageously, bravely welcoming in a new chapter that has all of those things that you're desiring. And they will all come to you with ease. Because this is showing the universe, your guides, that you are ready. When you are showing your more fearful side, your anxious side of the universe, you are sending out these resonant sound signals that there was a part of you that didn't feel inherently worthy, or that these things were not already a part of you. This is this understanding that love is available to you because you exist. Love is already a part of you. You exist, therefore love is real. And the more you focus on the love that you have in your heart, and the more that you focus on continuing to hone your relationship with yourself and continue to nurture yourself, the less you feel nervous about what is to come, or who's coming forward, or whether someone will message you, or whether things will change or shift in those external areas of your life. Strong validation coming from here. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. And again, all of these messages keep coming back to self. It's like nothing's going to change the love that you have for yourself. Where maybe the relationships you have with people outside of you, or even like relationships that you've had that are platonic, maybe that fluctuates. But the fact that you have this love for yourself, that's something that is a constant in your life. And for the first time, that actually feels like something you're really thankful for and grateful for. It's not just like a consolation prize, like it is the prize. That's the difference. For a long time, you're like, oh yeah, self-love is the best love. Just gotta love myself. Just pick myself up by my bootstraps and do the right thing. Eat the salads, go for a walk, go in the sunshine, do some meditation, drink my water, do all the right things, try to feel better with myself, do my affirmations. And like maybe you were going through the motions and like you were in it, but you weren't in it. Like you hadn't drank the Kool-Aid yet. Thank you, Summer. You hadn't drank the Kool-Aid yet. You didn't believe it. You didn't believe it. My list is open, Sabrina. I have one spot left. But you believe it now. You believe it now. And for many of you, this belief feels so peaceful. It feels so peaceful to have this level of belief. Tell me a little bit more about how this belief came to be. you started to get excited to discover the world from the perspective of this new identity, and with this willingness to just learn and expand and take in everything as it came. You were sick of being stuck in your life and maybe blaming other people for it. You were sick of feeling like you were stagnant and sensing that everything was working against you. And I feel like this is a collective that has begun to be more resourceful in terms of recognizing what is in your power, what is available for you to change, what is in your control. And God damn it, like, you've started to do it. You're like, I know that I can change my mindset. I know that I can start to really believe and feel this love that is just coursing through every part of me. I know that I can allow myself to start to exist and show up for myself differently. And all of a sudden, the world outside of you starts to change, right? Tell me a little bit more about this collective. What do they need to know about what is coming in the future path, given these shifts that they've made? See, continual knowledge. So as the extent where many of you are going to avoid some karmic lessons that I feel are being placed along your path as a spiritual test. And it feels like in the past, perhaps there were periods of time in which maybe you engage in relationships or circumstances in which there were red flags or maybe indicators that this was something that you shouldn't engage in, some type of conflict. For some of you, yeah, you were tempted into relationships that weren't the right relationships, or maybe even to repeat old friendships, coming back to friendships that you had already cut ties with. For some of you, it was trying to be seen or be heard by a parent that you felt like had never really seen or heard you. There was a lot of this going back with the same approach, but expecting a different result. And I also feel for a lot of you, you have one specific thing that you wanted, right? It could have been a specific relationship, could have been a job. For some of you, it was a baby. You had one thing that you wanted more than anything. And this was something that you were wholeheartedly focusing on more than anything. But you also realize once you let go of the thing that you wanted more than anything, everything else started to show up. Everything else in your life started to get brighter. All of a sudden, the universe started to provide you the support that you were seeking with ease. And this helped you recognize that sometimes the universe works in mysterious ways, and you have to give yourself over in a state of trust and surrender to be able to receive what is ultimately meant for you. Dang. Anything else we need to know about what my collective is moving towards post new moon and Venus retrograde? For a lot of you, this is stepping to the solar plexus energy. This is about recognizing what you need to do to fully shed and clear yourself of old karma, to be able to move forward and fully be realized in your personal power, okay? For most of you, it feels like for some time you were holding yourself back or making yourself feel small to make other people comfortable or to make them happy. And then at some point, it looks like you stopped doing that. This could have been recently, maybe even the last 6 months. All of a sudden, you went from being a yes person to a no person. You went from being like, I'll do anything for anyone, to like, I have to take care of my damn self. You went from being like, I'm the first person that people call if they need a favor, to, no, you know what? I got to make sure that I put my own mask on before I put on theirs. I got to reinforce my own needs. I feel like this shift in your life caused maybe some people to push you away or to walk away from you. And maybe you started to question, did I make the wrong decision in standing up for myself? Did I make the wrong decision in asserting myself? But it feels like not only was that the right decision, that was the only choice that you could make in order to be able to level up. For all of you, you need to realize that not only was this the right decision, was that the right people will ultimately forgive you. And even if they don't, you can always forgive someone else, but it's more challenging to forgive yourself for acting outside of alignment with your best interests. So it feels like not only was this the right and aligned path, it was necessary in order for you to experience the spiritual upgrade. And I see many of you are rebuilding the way that you show up in the relationships, and you are allowing yourself to just freely evolve and transform, allowing yourself to connect with what comes naturally to you, okay? Friendships that come forward to facilitate the relationship, or people that choose to be in your life willingly with love, are people that you're going to continue to be connected to. But you're not fighting or defending yourself to anyone anymore. What else has my collective learned on the path? Some of you feel like you got duped by whether it was a romantic or platonic partner. Could have even been like a parental relationship, okay? Someone make you feel like you either got tricked or like you'd always go back to this person thinking things were going to change. And this could be like a father figure. This could have been a mother figure. This could have been a partner. Continually going back to this person because you had a soft spot in your heart for them. And always feeling like you were either taken advantage of or they took your kindness for weakness. And I feel for a lot of you, this was a father figure or parental figure. This feels like familial energy because this feels like ancestral trauma. But there's a sense of feeling like, wow, beating yourself up about the fact that maybe it took you a long time to finally detach from this person, who, whether this was a parent or a friend or a romantic partner or otherwise. But truthfully, you were meant to detach in the time that you did. It took you time to process through what you were experiencing. And for most of you in this collective, when you were done, you were really done. Really done. And I feel like you have gone through the process of experiencing this in order for you to get to the point where you can be like, enough is enough. I'm not willing to go back there anymore. But in the process, you recognize the beauty of your heart and you ultimately stepped into your destiny here. Dang. Any other insight here? And this person will always love you, but for some of you, you recognize that they had limitations in terms of the way that they can love you. For some of you, you realize that it was this person's shortcomings, inadequacies. And the only reason that you perceive there to be a slighting or some type of rejection is because you were seeing from an egoistic perspective. The more you realize that this was somebody, whether it was a parent or sibling or friend or partner, who was just not able to love you because of their own limitations, I feel like it was a game changer for you. It feels like a big breakthrough in terms of understanding the relationship and subsequently no longer blaming yourself or personalizing these experiences so as to the extent where it in some ways confirmed or created this confirmation bias of this state of low self-worth or low self-esteem. I feel for many of you, you are ready to let go of any relationship or dynamic within a relationship that reaffirms that limiting belief system because you have navigated away from this. So going back to the beginning of this reading, there's been a lot of beautiful inner child healing in this collective. It feels like you have been in a bit of a hibernation station. You have been in a hermit hole for some time. For some of you, like the entire winter, you've basically been in a hole. It doesn't matter if you're in a warmer climate. It feels like the last few months, even as soon as October until now, you have been really feeling called to take a step back and just focus on your healing. So as the extent where you're just now feeling inspired to put yourself out there again, or to go out and seek new relationships or aligned experiences. And it feels like this is the right time. With this new moon and with this Venus in retrograde, yes, you'll move slowly, but you have a renewed purpose and understanding of what you're looking for from these new relationships or from these experiences. And this will prevent you from having the same inequities, the same, we'll say, karmic experiences that you had in the past that were preventing you from being fulfilled. Okay. Any other final advice here for this collective within this Venus retrograde period? For many of you, the advice during this Venus retrograde is to ensure that once you are ready to come out of this, we'll say, hermit hole, that you do so with ease and with grace, and you surrender to whatever outcome the universe is supporting you in offering. Okay? There are so many blessings that are available to you. Like we saw at the beginning of this reading, the blessings that are available to you are incoming, but it is about allowing yourself to attract those blessings in, but again, not personalize or in any way identify with said blessings. I want you to be just as happy now as you are when those new blessings come in. I want you to feel just as grateful for your life now as you do when you do have new friendships, romantic relationships, money coming into your life. And if you can do that, you will always have peace. You will always have love in your heart. You will always feel this sense of ease and grace. You will always feel thankful for the universe. You will always feel grateful for this experience. Okay? There are so many things that we have to be thankful and grateful for as we navigate throughout the day. And the more that we can be thankful for where we are now, the more we can show the universe that we are ready to receive even more of said blessings. Okay? So I hope this message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance.